Hi folks, here's how you put your Brenna Method labels on your guitar. First thing I'd recommend is putting a towel on the table and lying your guitar down on a table. That way you can get directly over the fretboard and it's easier to center the labels. I've got my guitar on a stand for this demonstration. You don't need to take strings off of your guitar to put the labels on. You can simply loosen them like I've done here and then just pull them off to the side. Now as you get higher on the neck, you might need a little bit of help keeping those strings off to the side. So take a string and just run it through your guitar strings like this and tie it back. And you'll just slide that down to the top of the neck and that'll keep the strings off the fretboard for you. Before you put your labels on, make sure your fretboard is clean. So normally you can just take a damp cloth with some water and just rub it real good and then dry it. If you see that you've got real built-up dirt and grit, then you're going to want to get a gentle abrasive fretboard cleaner, and you can get that from a music store. Also, if your guitar has been serviced recently and the neck has been oiled recently, make sure you take a cloth and get off any excess oil. But once the fretboard is clean, you're ready to put these labels on. So here's a label sheet. I've put 2 labels on already. These labels have an ultra-removable backing. So they'll stay where you put them, but when you go to take them off, they won't leave any residue or any trace. And they're very forgiving when you put them on. If you put a label on and you have to take it off to adjust it and get it just right, you can do that. The labels are custom made to fit from fret to fret almost perfectly so that your guitar neck really isn't apparent that it has labels on at all. And there's a little bit of extra space from side to side so you can center the label. And if you have a binding like this guitar, it will show. But what that perfect fit means is that it's very important that you put the label on just right, because if it's too high or low, it won't fit properly. If it's crooked, you're going to get edges coming off the side, which your finger will hit. Fortunately, it's easy to put these on just right. I'm going to peel off a label here. And what you want to do is you want the bottom of the label to be flush with the top of the fret. You're just going to hold it with 2 hands, center it, and just put it right down there, just sitting right on the top of the fret, just making contact. And once it's centered, just lightly put it down. And check it out. If it looks good, like this one does, you're good to go. I'm going to take another one, and here I will take the bottom edge of the label, make it flush with the top of the fret. I'll center it. You can see that one just wasn't perfect, so, and then I'll put it down. That one's just too high. So one more time, came off very easily, center it, and that's just where I want it. So once it goes down and it's where you want it, go ahead and take your thumb and rub it in real good. I'm going to take my nail and make sure it's really adhering right against the frets here. I like to rub it in there good. As you play, of course, this will make the labels adhere even more. These labels have a laminate on top of them which protects them, so you can play these as hard and as often as you want and they're really not going to show any wear. If they get dirty, you can even wash them. That's about it for putting the labels on. This is an advanced set, so there's an icon at every place, but if you're using an intermediate label or a beginner label, there are going to be places, since you're just doing a scale and not all the notes, where there's a fret that doesn't have any notes on it. So just be sure that you look for these. Here I've got a label here with no notes on it. So be certain to put those on as well as the labels that have the icons. And that's all there is to it. Good luck and enjoy your Brenna Method labels.